Hey guys, Ballistic Phoenix here for Chain Gear Gaming, and I'm bringing you the introduction to our new series, Welcome to Warframe. Now, this is a third-person sci-fi shooter. It's a lot of fun, free to play with some microtransactions, mostly player versus environment, but there are some player versus player aspects. I'm going to give you the tour of the first mission so you can check it out and decide if this game's right for you. So, like if you like, dislike if you dislike, subscribe so we can get to that next free PlayStation Network giveaway. And let me know what you think in the comments below. And be on the lookout for the next video because this is a new series coming up. And episode 2 will be up next Tuesday.
For generations you've slept. No purpose, no call to wake you. But now, something has risen from the ruins of the old war. The Twin Queens, the Sisters, have sent their most beloved commander, Thor, on an urgent mission. To protect the twisted crusade they have begun. To transform the scattered colonies into an empire. To see that the Tenno, hidden and asleep, will never awake.
Okay guys, so this part's pretty important. This is where you get to pick your starting Warframe. The first character, the first Warframe you'll be playing as. And every Warframe is different, and pretty drastically different. They each have a set of abilities specific to them, and specific to an element type that comes in the game. Now some are just base energy, some become specific. The first being Excalibur. He's basic energy, not very specific, just pure natural energy. His abilities are Slash Dash, Radial Blind, Radial Javelin, and Exalted Blade. The other two Warframes are Mag, for magnetic, and Volt, for, well, Volt, electricity. I won't be going into too much detail with them now because my starting Warframe is going to be Excalibur. And in the later videos, I'm going to do an in-depth description of each character and how their abilities work. So, we'll get started with Excalibur, and you can look forward to the Mag and Vault videos
Wake
later.
up, Tenno.
I see the Lotus has tried to wake you. Pity she's too late. You're my prize now, Tenno. No. We are taking this one with us.
What has he done to you? I can't lose another Tenno. I'm searching the Warframe's power systems. Quick.
So this
use
is
your
when the
power.
gameplay
Defend
actually
yourself.
starts. You get control of your Warframe, and since you don't have a weapon, your first ability is your first weapon. You get to use Slash Dash. Now for the tutorial, at least this part, you have infinite energies. You can spam the ability. Since you don't have any other weapons, it's your only way to defend yourself. As you heard, the Lotus gave you some energy, more like over energy, since you have a ton of it.
An extraction ship is on its way
it gets
with the
you
Premier
into the
Weapon
feel
Bounty.
of using
Guard
Warframe
yourself.
abilities. Now, you saw some of those items over there. The blue spherical things are energy, the red are obviously health. And this is where you get to pick your first weapon. It's actually a melee weapon. You get a sword or a bow staff. I'm gonna go with the sword because I like swords. But the bow staff is pretty useful as well.
End of God.
As you can see in the description, circle is to attack, it's the melee button. And just like every game, you need a sneak function, so you use L1 to crouch. You can also get off stealth attacks by sneaking up on enemies and using melee.
There's a cache of weapons ahead. Grab what you can.
I'm gonna try to stealth kill this guy real quick before I raise an alarm. Now you get to pick your secondary. A pistol, or some pretty cool throwing shurikens. I'm sorry, kunais and shurikens. Now, obviously,
The extraction point
shurikens
is
are
up
going to
ahead.
be quiet.
Hurry,
They're
before
a stealth
Warframe
weapon.
zones.
Enemies won't hear them, so as long as you're not already detected and they don't see you or see you attacking someone, then you can use the shurikens to kill enemy cyclones.
Salvage team, why have you not reported in?
Now, Warframe's got some pretty crazy acrobatics, and this sprinting slide is only the beginning. When you first get the game, they'll take you through a movement tutorial. It wasn't until recently that they added a new movement system that is fantastic. It takes free running to a new level. But we'll go into that later. Now, you get to use what's called a quick melee. It's when you have a primary or secondary weapon equipped, and sometimes some enemies get pretty close and you can't aim. So the best thing to do is get a few quick melee hits off. It's quick. They do damage based off your melee weapon.
There's the extraction ship.
And it's great for when you're surrounded or you're trying to reload and you're surrounded. Now, this part's pretty interesting. Captain Vor, he's one of the pretty big bad guys in this game. He's one of the leaders of the Grenier, and they introduce you to him pretty early. There is a block function. Unfortunately, it doesn't block 100% damage, so you have to be careful. You can't stay attacked for very long before you do start to take damage to your shields. And then when your shields deplete, you take damage to your health. So you want to use it sparingly.
Get to the console and release the lockdown. Do that, and I will guide you to the alt ship. It's your only chance.
The Queens want to destroy you, but I need to know more.
Now, throughout the game, they give you objectives, and they're normally marked by this symbol you see here. It looks like an upside-down yellow triangle with a black, is it a hexagon? Well, you see the symbol on screen. It'll give you the distance from your objective, and it marks your objective. There's objective play in this game, you know, there's different types. I don't want to go into too much detail for them for now, because the tutorial is really about the gameplay, how to play the game. As you see, that acrobatic jump is added from the new movement system. It's called a bullet jump, and you can get pretty high with it. One of the earlier Warframes has an ability similar to it, but they added it into movement, so it makes it easier for getting there. There are double jumps, wall runs. It gets pretty cool. But now that I got that objective, I'll be moving on to the next one. It's on your heads-up display, it's pretty easy to use, and there's also a mini-map in the top left corner that'll show the general direction of the objective. Now here's where you get to utilize the double jump and the wall run. Yep, wall runs. Pretty awesome. And of course, if you can wall run along a wall, you can do so going up a wall. Now this is where it gets cool. You get a primary weapon. And I'm doing a stealth build, so I'm going to use the bow. The bow's pretty powerful. Most bows are pretty powerful because they're one shot. You have to charge the bow to do full damage, and you know, one of the bonuses is they're quiet. So if you one shot an enemy, no one will ever know. Headshots do critical damage, so it really helps to take your time with the bow. with all these weapons, you've got to find a way to switch between them. I mean, why have a cool bow or a cool sword when you can't switch between them and use them? So you cycle through them by pressing triangle. Pressing triangle will switch between your primary and your secondary weapon, while holding triangle will select your melee weapon and you actually get to wield it instead of quick melee.
There it is.
This opens up combo abilities that are later unlocked by stance cards. And as you see, I one-shot that Grineer. That one as well, and no one knows I'm here. And for every consecutive stealth kill you get an experience bonus. So sometimes it pays to be stealthy. Here's my current objective. This is a hacking module for the Grineer. It's different for the different factions, but for the Grineer it's pretty simple. You get that wheel, and you just have to time your pressing the X button to activate the keys and get them all in the in position. Now this cool ship right here is something I'm working on. This is your ship, and it will later become your hub. So the main point of the prologue is to free your ship and get it functioning. So right now I've got to defend this ship for 60 seconds. They're going to be throwing some enemies at me, and this is where the downfall of a bow comes in. It doesn't have a very high rate of fire, so here I am. A lot of enemies. I've got to be very strategic about how I go, because I don't want to die, and I also want to keep the enemies at a distance because it's easy to kill them with the knife. As you can see, once you get used to the game, it's pretty easy to get off headshots with the bow. And that's really what you went for. Bows also have a piercing ability. They'll automatically punch through targets. It is a certain distance. The game's measuring system in-game isn't specific, so it'll have a punch through of 1. If you look on the forums or check out the wiki, they may have an actual measuring system, but as far as I know, it's just a point system. The higher the point, the further it'll punch through. It will punch through cover, through walls, if you punch through cover. But the 60 seconds is up, I've succeeded, and I've got my hub. Now here is the inside of the ship. This is what you'll see pretty much every time you log into Warframe after completing the prologue. This is your ship. You get to customize it, you can change the color. There's a few decorations you can purchase, but you may want to hold off on that until you decide whether or not this game is for you. It is multiplayer, so as you see, there's a chat function. You can go and trade with other players, look for other players to play with. You can even ask people in the region tab questions about the game. For the most part, people are they're pretty nice. They'll help you out. But just like anywhere, you get the crazy people make funny comments, sometimes inappropriate. But for the most part, the Warframe community is a very good community. And Warframe pumps out tons of content, so its community is pretty happy. Here, in the lower compartment, is where you're going to spend most of your time customizing Warframes and weapons. This right here is where you pick your Warframe customized color and modifications. You'll be using this a lot. It's also where you select your primary, secondary, and melee weapon.
Operator with better modded firepower. Oh, the violation.
Well,
those have been looted as well.
This is where I'm going to end off this first video. This is a quick overview of the beginning of the game, how it starts, one of the Warframes, and this is a quick way to immerse you into the game. In the next video, I'll be going over Excalibur, one of the starting Warframes, and I'll be explaining his abilities and giving you some gameplay. So, look forward to that next video, because it's dropping soon. Well, it's been fun.